Hey guys, welcome to the Cozy Writing channel. Now let's talk about reading goals. I feel like every year I make a reading goal that's going to be I want to read a book a week, and I read like 50 books a year. And that never happens. Mainly because of me, because of life, because of just shit getting in the way and you just can't handle it. But here I am in January saying, let's do it again. Let's aim for 52 books this year, a book a week, and I really need to get started because it's Thursday in the first week of the year and I haven't started a book yet. So without further ado, here's the books I'm going to read this month. So last holiday season, not the one that just passed, but the one before, I got a bunch of books from family members because everybody knows I like to read. And one I never just picked up throughout the year is Every Heart a Doorway by Sean McGuire. I've picked it up and put it down a lot of times. Like I keep putting it in my monthly stack. Like every month I go through and I pick X number of books to equal X number of weeks in the month. But I keep adding to the stack, and then I find something else that I feel like is more exciting. So I pull out Every Heart is a Doorway and put that whatever book that was in. But I decided that since I have such a condensed week, let's just do it. Let's just finally read this book that was given as a gift. Now, I know almost nothing about it. Like I said, it was a gift. It was given to me because they said, "Oh, I think you'll like this." And the internet seems to be divided on it. Like a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. And I have no idea what to expect. I don't even know if it's in the genre that I read. I haven't done any research on it. I just figured I'll just blow through it and hopefully read it before Sunday. Actually, that's a good theme for this entire month. I have compiled a stack of books that I have wanted to read in the past and have added to previous month's stacks, but then they got discarded for whatever reason. They got replaced by something I thought was more exciting. And another example of that is The City We Became. Now, I've tried, I have meant to read this book many times. It's, like I said, it's been in the stack, it's been discarded and put back in the shelf for something else. And I keep putting it back in stack because it's got such a good cover and it has such good ratings. Everyone seems to like it. And I find the premise of the novel to be really engaging. It's like the city is alive with magic. You're living in the city, but the city itself is also alive. And I love that idea. I've played around with that idea like in my own novels where the house that someone lives in is actually sort of sentient. And I just love that idea that a physical place can be alive and hold the memories of, I don't know, the inhabitants that came before you, and what you're seeing is just like the house replaying things. In any case, it's an idea that I have played with in my own work, so I'm really excited to read something that someone else kind of shares that same point of view. Another book that I keep meaning to read and picking up, in fact, I keep meaning to read it so much that I have 2 copies of it. I accidentally bought it twice. I bought it the first time thinking, oh, I've been meaning to read this. It's The Midnight Library, by the way. The Midnight Library is the book I'm talking about. So I picked it up because I'd been meaning to read it. I'd been heard good things about it. It had been recommended to me by a couple people. And then put it in my bookshelf. Somehow completely forgot that I already bought it. And then I went to another bookstore on another day and they were having a sale on books. And it was like buy one, get one half off. And I picked up another copy of The Midnight Library. So I now own 2 of these books. So I should at least read one of them, right? And I really like the concept. It reminds me of this French movie I watched when I was younger, who I do not remember the name of, but it was this really enchanting idea of this really vast library. And by vast, I mean like the library was the size of a city. And they had to get around by boats and they climbing the stacks like skyscrapers. And people lived in the shelves. And it was a really amazing, fanciful, dreamlike movie and it has always stuck with me. Just that image of someone like tooling around on a boat in this like gigantic library, and then just seeing all these stories. But they were stories of the lives of the people, and the Midnight Library kind of rings that same bell for me, where I think the blurb was something like, there's a library between life and death, and in that library there are books about your life, but they're like different versions of your life, and you can live parts of your life over again through the books. I'm kind of unclear about where it goes from there, but just that same idea has rung that same bell with me, with that image I have from that old French movie. I have absolutely no idea where it came from. Now, last on the list for this month is The Casket Girls. Now, this is actually a novel that I found when I was doing research for my own story, in that I was looking for comps for books that were like, I could compare, like, my book is similar to this author's work in such a way that it does this. In any case, it was recommended to me by Amazon's algorithm, and it sounded so intriguing. I bought it and I wanted to read it, and I just never got around to doing it. I found other things that were a much better comparison for my story, which is Practical Magic meets Stranger Things, by the way. And I just never picked up the book and read it. So in theme with this month's accidental theme, I'm going to be reading that abandoned book. Have you read any of these books? Are they good? Are they bad? Did you hate them? Did you love them? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to let you know how I felt about the books at the end of the month. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next week with the first vlog of the year about the outlining process for book 2. Thanks for watching.